I have been saying for years that if you are somebody who is a part of a disenfranchised group, you can pick one out of the bag and you want to fight for the rights of that diverse disenfranchised group because something happened, whether across the country or in your state or in your neighborhood, and you want to fight for them, it is important, dare I say it is mandatory for you to have the proper people put in place to help you fight for what you feel like is human rights, civility, respect, all of it, because if you don't, that creates a separate conversation about how dumb your movement is and how you're willing to ignore the safety of other people for your own comfort. That doesn't really help you. You can consider this part 2 of the last video where trans individuals felt excluded when they feel as though they deserve to be included. Why? Because there's a spa in, I believe, San Francisco that has like a women's sauna night, and a bunch of trans people thought, hey, we're trans women, this says women's spa day, let's go get in the sauna, girlies. And they go, but the owners aren't really on the side of the trans individuals, and the transgenders go protest.
A boycott against a bathhouse in San Francisco that protesters say has policies that exclude transgender people. Our Kelsey Thorne spoke with some of the protesters who insist it's a sign of a troubling trend in the country.
A group of transgender rights advocates are calling for a boycott of a San Francisco spa they say is enacting anti-trans exclusionary policies.
It's exclusion, it's discrimination. It goes against everything that I came here for.
Brett Mormoray says she was told she would not be allowed to participate in a ladies' night at Archimedes Banya unless she remained clothed at all times inside the clothing-optional spa.
I came from Alabama specifically to escape that type of prejudice and hate. And I got here and I found out this city has just as much of it.
The Russian bathhouse offers one women's-only night and one men's-only night each month. On their website, they say the nights are to, quote, shelter religious preferences of women and men in their community. Therefore, they limit participation to sex assigned at birth.
It kind of set off some alarm bells for me because in a lot of Slavic cultures, like pre-Christian Slavic cultures, there was a lot of gender and sexuality was much more fluid than, and it was put down by the Christians. But even without all that, there are a lot of Catholic, Orthodox, Jewish, and Muslim people who are trans allies, if not trans themselves.
Jordan says she herself is of Slavic origin. To try and reach a compromise, the spa put out a statement saying they will offer one inclusive women's-only night where trans women will be welcome and another cultural and religious women's night where only those assigned female at birth will be allowed in. Jordan says that's no compromise at all.
That response is really discriminatory when you think about it, because if you had a night where you excluded, say, a certain race, that would not fly. And we're just saying that it won't fly. It won't fly. If that trans exclusive nights won't fly.
Offer them to us every day. We're not any different than the other individuals.
Dakota Rose Austin says the controversy at the spa seems to be just another example of what she says is an increase in anti-trans policies across the country.
As Latinos, as trans, as queer, as African American, the fear is turned now. If you've weaponized DEI and affirmative action and all these other things that were in benefit of everyone in America, and you've weaponized them against us, now I'm in fear.
Protesters, including Breath, say they plan to continue to picket outside of the spa until they change their policy, allowing trans customers every night of the month.
And out of all the people there, I want to draw your attention to this individual. No, not because they're black, not because the weave is discolored. It's because this specific individual, out of all the other ones, is a registered level 4 sex offender, which means this individual has the potential to re-offend. Now, I am no woman, yet I do know where the clitoris is and how to please it. But if I were to want to go to a place to relax and I want to just like have all that steam glistening on all my skin and my double D titties and my nice succulent areolas. I don't want to have the potential of being violated by somebody who doesn't belong in there and is likely to harm my body based off of the subject matter. And the fact that all of these people felt so comfortable to be around this individual will create that negative connotation that has persisted for a long time with transgenders about how they're always after something lustful and how they're always wanting to take advantage of pretending to be a woman or masquerading as a woman so that they could get in these spaces and do something they're not supposed to do. And it's a disappointment because you could feel disrespected and you could feel like you deserve the right to protest in being included in spaces, but when you have a glaring fucking red flag in front of you speaking on behalf of you, yeah, that will never help you. That will never be the thing that will create everlasting respect in terms of being included in various spaces that you want to be included in. In fact, it would make it as to where, hey, we're gonna keep you motherfuckers as far away from each other as possible. Why? Because we don't want to have to deal with a lawsuit of letting someone in who's a level 4 sex offender. And the fact that nobody in this group decided, hey, let's vet each and every one of you individuals to make sure that you are who you say you are, and there's nothing negative that could come back that could affect what we're trying to do, because we're all about trying to create something that is a positive change. We're not trying to have a distraction, and a sex offender speaking on behalf of us is the most glaring fucking distraction possible. We don't need it. Oh, well, Leon, how could any of these people know? Leon, I feel like you're being unfair. Leon, I think you're just doing... Leon wants people to understand where he's coming from, because this is not the first time I've seen this shit, where there's a group wanting to fight for respect against a layer of discrimination, and their entire speech, their entire rhetoric, their entire conversation is thrown to the wayside because they got at least one or two individuals there that don't fit the mold of what it is they're trying to achieve, that actively distract from what it is that they're trying to achieve, and it doesn't help. So, and as someone who is probably the greatest online activist of all time, I don't like seeing it. I don't like seeing people trying so hard to get respect and it gets distracted because they don't know how to vet a fucking soul. I don't like seeing people working hard trying to garner a little bit of understanding from people who may not agree with them, and it gets distracted by somebody who's a walking red flag. And I get tired of seeing it, and I get tired of people thinking that it's okay to have all these different types of people around. No, a sex offender speaking on wanting to be in women's spaces, not really the smartest thing under the sun, and I wish people would reconcile and understand that and kick that motherfucker to the curb. You can keep talking about it, you can keep protesting, and maybe it'll get somewhere. Odds are that it won't, and that's gonna be your burden to bear. Maybe you should make your own transgender spa and erase this problem so that you don't have to deal with it. But when you sit there and you have these conversations and you talk about garnering respect and you talk about getting everybody in on it, some people don't need to be included in your fight for wanting to be included in other spaces. You can exclude certain types of people, and sex offenders, I would make the subtle argument, deserve to be excluded from all conversations of respect, humility, and inclusion, because those individuals are not respectful, they don't care about you, and they want to be included so that they can include themselves in somebody without consent. And that is why I believe this entire little protest going on will be unsuccessful, because maybe there will be an instance of, oh my God, how dare you disrespect this person, and the retort will be as plain as day. I'm not siding with motherfuckers who bump elbows with a sex offender, because why in the fuck would I do that to myself? Why the fuck would I diminish my core values to hang around somebody who does not respect anybody else's core values? That really don't sit right with me. That don't make me feel comfortable. That makes me feel scared. That makes me question humanity further more than I already do. And I don't like that. And I hope other people don't like that. And I hope these individuals reconcile and realize that this is not about transphobia. This is not me hating on transgender. This is me hating on a sex offender and not wanting this motherfucker to speak up on behalf of anybody, because you are not constructive. You, my dear madam, sir, he, she, it, are fucking destructive, and I hope you rot in hell. And I would like to know from you people watching this video, would you let a sex offender speak on behalf of your protest? I feel like the answer is no, but I just wanted to ask you anyway so that you could answer and I could see in the comments down below. Subscribe to the channel though. I will see you all in the next one to question your humanity. Mwah! Goodbye.